I talk to a lot of senior golfers, and one of the questions I often get is, what's a good warm-up when I go to the golf course, I don't have time to go hit a bunch of balls, and I've got to be on the first tee, and I don't want to hurt myself, I got to be ready. Just give me, I don't have a lot of time, so just give me a couple of really good stretches, and I'll be ready to go. So the first thing I do is I tell them, don't focus on stretches. There's a better way. And they go, huh? Well, there is a better way. Stretching, think about it. Golf is a explosive movement. Each swing only takes about 2 seconds. So there's a lot of body of research out there that says if all you do are static stretches, kind of like this, touching our toes, that's not preparing you quickly for the sort of movements that you're going to need to be able to make on the golf course. And especially if we don't have a lot of time, we've got to do dynamic stretching. We've got to do dynamic movements. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So, we all know golf is a rotational sport, right? There are 4 main rotary centers. There's more than that, but there's 4 main ones that we're going to focus on today that if you get these right, you'll be well on your way to being able to start to perform immediately on the first tee and, most importantly, not hurt yourself. So, 1 rotational area is the neck, 2 is the shoulders, 3 is the mid-back, the thoracic spine area, comes right about there, and then the hips. These are all parts of the body that are meant to rotate. So we want to warm those up, and we want to warm them up quickly. So let's start off first with the neck. By the way, I've got a driver here, and this is what we're going to use as our primary prop. So for the first one on the neck, simple exercise here is just start moving and rotating your neck from side to side like this. The idea here is just to extend your range of motion like this. Occasionally, see if you can go down, touch your collarbone like that. And so we're going to do about 5 to 10 on each side, depending on how much time you have. In fact, all of these exercises, about 5 to 10 reps on each side, depending on how much time you have. Okay, another way to warm up your neck is just extension, flexion. So we want to go up and down, up and down, about 5 of each of those, 5 to 10 of each of those. And then the final one is just the around the world, I call it. Taking our neck gently and going like this. Boy, every time I do this, I can hear the joints just cracking in there. I'm sure some of you might too. Okay, those are 3 for the neck here. I'm going to try to do 3 for each. For the shoulders, that's our next area that we want to have good mobility. Good rotational mobility. So let's first off start off with an external rotation. This is internal, this is external. So what we're going to do is an external rotation. We're just going to take the club, get like in a golf posture, and just start bringing the club up like this. Just like this. Notice how I'm not bringing my arms way down. I'm kind of holding my arms like this, elbows about shoulder high, and then just stretching it back, trying to increase the range of motion each time we do that. Do about 10 of these, and that'll get you a good way to start. Now the next one is what I call the driving wheel, and it goes like this. So our arms are out perhaps a couple inches wider, maybe 4 to 5 inches wider than our shoulders, and we're just rotating like this. Now if that's difficult, move your hands in a little bit, and you'll be able to do the same thing. If you have the flexibility, move that out just a little bit more. Move those hands out a little bit more. Widen that grip. Okay? We're going to do about, again, 5 to 10 each side. The final one that we want to do for our shoulders is this one right here. Now this, I forgot to mention, we've all heard no pain, no gain. That does not apply in your warm-up. If you're feeling pain, stop immediately. We don't want to feel any pain. So this one goes, we bring it up, over our arms up and forward, up and then back down. You'd be surprised how much we can loosen our body up just by raising our arms up. Raise them up and bring the club back. Now, if this is difficult for you to do, well, just do it kind of halfway. Do this motion. Do this motion. Just back to the back of your neck and shoulders, okay? About 10 of those should be fine. All right, let's then move to the thoracic spine. Very important. Now, what I'd like you to do with these exercises is also engage your core. And when I say engage your core, I'm talking about literally sticking, trying to suck that belly button in so it's touching your spine. Okay? You want to feel that engagement right there. We also want to feel, because part of your core too is your glutes, and we want to feel our glutes engaged too. Now, a good way to engage the glutes is imagine that you're literally trying to pinch your butt cheeks together. Okay? So we got our belly button, we got our glutes, and now they're engaged. And so here's what we're going to do. We're just going to take a gentle motion at first, movement like the golf swing. Back and forth like this. Back and forth like this. Again, fully engaged in the core. And so we're balanced. We can do a back swing this way and a forward swing that way. Back swing this way, forward swing this way. Got 5 to 10 each side. Good place to start. Now, next one is hold the club out. Again, make a grip, roughly 4 inches wider than your shoulders on each side, and just using your core and your thoracic spine, make a turn. Limited hip movement right now. We're just moving the thoracic spine area, the middle back. Allow the back to make the turn and your core, not your legs and your hips. Good 5 to 10 going that way. Now, the final one I would recommend here is a simple movement where we kind of get a wider stance like this, and we go this way and back up this way, down and up, down and up, down and up. Same thing this way. Now we're working kind of a compound movement here. We're getting a little hip flexibility and some thoracic spine. That's a really good one. Finally, we go to the hip area. Very, very important, obviously, to warm this up. Most lower back injuries are account of the fact that our hips are very tight. As seniors, we've probably done a lot of sitting, probably more sitting than we'd like, and so our hips are just very, very tight. And so one of the first things we want to do is a simple movement like this, just kicking our leg out, using our club for balance, kicking it out like this, and just focusing in on getting that leg up, and back, and back. It's going to warm up the front of your hips and the overall hip joint. Do that for both legs, same amount of reps. Next one we want to do, hold the club out like this. Bring your heel up behind your calf area. Don't put pressure on the knee, but right behind the calf area. And all we're going to do is we're going to twist and turn like this. This one is meant primarily for the post-up leg. So in this case, that's my lead leg. My left leg is a right-handed golfer. And what I'm doing is I'm making a nice external movement and an internal movement. External, external, internal. External, internal. Same thing over here. Again, foot up behind our calf area, and we're going to do the same thing. Just like that. Okay, 5 to 10 of those. And then finally for the hips, we're going to swing the leg back this way, back and forth. Back and forth. You'll feel it as both an external and internal rotation. External, external, internal. Both sides, 5 to 10 reps. Okay, final one for your hips. I call this the chair. And literally what we're going to do is put our foot in sort of a figure 4. It looks like a kind of a number 4 there. And what we're going to do is we're going to sit back, hinge the hips backwards. So it looks like this. Hinge the hips backwards. Use the club for balance. And with each breath, we try to go a little deeper into the stretch. In and deeper. Now if you really want to challenge yourself, you can just hold that golf club out like this and continue to go deeper. Just like that. Be careful of that one. If you feel any pain or you got any knee issues, don't go as deep in that, or you can just simply sit down like this and just move your leg halfway. That's another way to do it. Okay, now the final 2 exercises I would do, these are sort of compound movements. You're going to get multiple benefits, multiple joints, multiple rotation areas. So one of the first ones I would do is a simple lunge like this. and then rotate back and forward. Switch legs, back and forward, just like that. Down, back and forward. Engage that core as you're doing this, and allow not the arms to do most of the swinging. Get the whole body into it. Hips, thoracic spine, and shoulders. You're getting all of those rotational movements with that simple exercise. Final one, and this is a good one too. What we're going to do here is we're going to go down. So we're reaching down this way and then up across that way. Reaching down and up. Down and up. Again, engage that core, engage the glutes as you're doing this. Down and up. Both sides. Down and up. Down and up. Just like that. That completes the exercises. At this point, you're now ready to start taking some swings. I would recommend starting off with gentle swings at first, just so you're kind of getting your balance, getting your rhythm, and then you can slowly start to pick it up in speed. I would recommend trying to do it on both sides. This is not my most coordinated side, but what it does, you have a tendency in golf to be rotational, but it's rotational way overemphasized on one side. So having some reverse swings to warm up is a good idea. All right, that concludes a dynamic warm-up. You don't have to do all of those exercises. Even if you just did one in each rotational area, that would be sufficient if you have a limited amount of time. So again, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that was helpful and valuable. And I know from personal experience, if you do that, you're going to be ready to go to that first tee, make a strike that's free in motion and not harmful to your body. Good luck with that, and thanks for watching.